Hey guys, this is Bharat Surendran from TechieMate Leadership Academy, and what we do, we mold talents and help creating remarkable teams. So, this video, what we are going to do is I'm going to talk about solving communication gap at workplace, right? So, what is exactly this communication gap? If you go to any workplace, you will always find that there is always a communication gap. In the sense, if you go work lower end of the organization, and if you just go to the middle level layer, or even if you go to the top layer, there's always a communication gap. Vertically, there is a communication gap, and also there is horizontally there is communication gap in any organization. And we're going to address those things. You take a team. In a team, different people communicate. And since different people communicate, you will see there are people with different kinds of styles they do when it comes to communication. There might be somebody who might not be revealing many of the information. In the sense, the person is actually is not revealing certain kind of information. There are some of them because they are afraid of certain things, or there are some of them feel that by communicating they will get into they will endanger themselves, or they will feel that something might go wrong. And there might be somebody who totally avoids communication. This is, they avoid communication and they don't want that to happen, and if that case happens, then their work might get affected or something of that sort. Probably their team members might get affected and so on. There are some of them who avoid communication. There are some of them who withdraw from conversations. There are conversations which suppose they are supposed to do, but then they, because out of fear, because of out of anxiety, because of some reason or the other, they feel it might get into a kind of a negative spiral on themselves or something, and then they withdraw themselves from the conversation. There are somebody who always want to be in control. Somebody who always want to be in control, and they feel by the control they might lose the control, and because of that they have problems while communication. There are some of them who always try to label others as troublemakers, and they always want to say that no, I am not the person who is actually the problem creator, but there is somebody else who is actually, and this person avoids communication, or this person has a communication problem. There are somebody who are very difficult to communicate with because they are very arrogant, and they are attacking, or they are shouting at the other and so on. And why this particular person is he a bad person? Many places people think that they are bad elements, but actually they might not be. Internally they are good people, but then they shout at people because the reason is the fear they have internally that something might go wrong. So how do we address all this? We have to address all these issues in an organization, because when you put 2-3 people in a place and make them work, there will be people who will have all this set of different kinds of styles, and we have to make sure that all of them have a very good safe place to work with, and they don't need to worry about communication at all. And if the workplace is safe, and they would not be very much worried while communication. But if they feel that it is not safe, then they will not open up their minds. They will not actually talk to the other person. They might be problem solvers. If they are not solving problems, then actually what they are doing is they are increasing the problem, right? And another important area where we have to really think about is the amount of emotional intelligence the person has. It is not necessary that everybody should be emotionally intelligent. It is true that many of them might have a lesser emotional intelligence as such. What is exactly emotional intelligence all about? It's the ability to handle your emotions, right? And say, for example, one of the important thing experimentation people did once some time back in a classroom of say 50 or something um, students, 40 or 50 students, when they actually give them a few you know chocolates or candies or something like that, and then they told them that if they keep them without consuming it for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you'll get an extra another two or three you know uh, candies or chocolates or cakes or whatever. A few of them, they said that a few of them actually were able to have the emotional capacity to delay gratification. So delaying gratification, looking at the long term, and not giving room for the you know immediate gratification and so on. These are all emotional strengths of individual. It comes through practice. It comes through age. It comes through maturity. So, so if that's the case, then how do we develop a workforce where you have that? Yeah, you have that intelligence. It can be people can be molded, and we have to have a safe and a healthy workplace. And how to create that is actually part of communication strategy in an organization. Communication strategy in an organization, and only then people will have a mutual respect for each other. And how do you think that there will be mutual respect in organization? When an organization has people are all working with a mutual purpose and mutual vision and mission which is shared, the values are also shared, and other person's value is also valued, and each person's value is also valued by the other person. Such kind of a climate is actually created in an organization. Then there is mutual respect and also there is mutual understanding in an organization. And it has to happen. If it happens, then you stay with a healthy dialogue, and then we start communicate. They communicate with each other, and they don't find faults with the other person, saying that you are wrong and I'm right, and so on. So if that is there, that's kind of thing we do in an organization. If the problems will not have the communication will be effective, and it is our responsibility to make sure that the workplace uh, people develop listening skills, and also are they able to understand the other person. And how do they understand the other person? By communicating, particularly asking questions and reciprocating and so on and so forth. And also how they are able to build a beautiful ecosystem, a safe and trustworthy workforce and so on. So keeping all this in mind, we at TechingNet Leadership Academy have jotted down, have created a beautiful communication skills training for organizations. So if you are a company, if you're an organization looking out for a communication skills workshop, you can always be in touch with us. You can make sure that a beautiful engagement can be done in an organization where people become effective in communication and problem solving as well. So we at TechingNet Leadership Academy are committed to bring this communication skills program to the outer world, particularly with the corporates and also for the medium-sized companies. It might be a software company, maybe a logistics company, or a manufacturing company, or a banking, or any organization of that sort who needs communication skills for the employees. We deliver, and we have already done engagements of that sort even for Fortune 100 clients, and we are very much thrilled and excited to take up those kind of assignments and make a fantastic change in the ecosystem so that organization becomes phenomenally great world-class organizations. So with this information, I would like to sign off and have a great day. We will catch up sometime in another video. See you. Thumbs up.